No. Tell us secrets, Pat.
What's crack-a-lackin'?
Our interview with Per Arne in Larvik, Norway, and after.
All right, so now we have to talk to the heat of the sun.
Okay,
Oh, it's on?
If you abuse it, I'm just going to block your name.
Right, yes. Right.
That's
And
all.
I said your name. You always let me
Kandi,
say your name. I'm
I
sorry.
do. No, it's fine.
I just usually don't do that.
Welcome back to Real Talk with Kandi Thompson.
And Garrett Gray.
So how was your weekend?
Good. Hot.
Yeah.
Very hot.
It has kind of turned a little bit
Yeah.
hot.
Well, it's supposed to be getting down to the 80s this week. So,
Oh my gosh,
but other than that, it was great. Is
Yes.
that the call that we were? It's fine.
No.
Anyways,
it's
okay.
So it was hot for me too, but in a different way because I had Texas heat hit me.
Yeah. That's right. You have like a 24-hour turnaround.
Yes, we did. So as with everyone, right?
Yeah.
Welcome back to school, everyone. We're super
back,
excited.
yes. Summer is now over.
It is officially over. School is now in session, except for those few schools that start weird, right?
Yeah.
Like there's, I think, Cal
Some
Poly
schools
always
have
starts
actually
really
started
late.
already too, like the
Yeah, that's true.
Calaveras. They've
True.
been in for the last 2 weeks, I think.
They always do that. That's right. I forgot about that. But so Emilie and Aaron have officially started in their both perspective areas. So,
Right.
but because Emilie is going to be in Texas and the only one of us out there, so she's never, the sisters haven't been apart before. So Emilie
She's
got a
alone
puppy.
and unafraid in her island by
She
herself.
is. I'm so proud of her.
Yeah.
Yeah, she's doing great. And so
awesome.
she has a super cute apartment. It's like it's like a really awesome apartment complex
Yeah.
that's right by there. And it's very secure. And I think it's like full of all TCU students. But she has a really great roommate. And so to get back there, she bought a puppy this year, this summer. And so
Which is growing so fast.
Yes.
The dog.
Yes, she has a chocolate
She didn't buy
lab.
a little dog. Yeah, she bought a lab.
Yeah. She bought a chocolate lab that was probably the biggest one of the litter. And he's every vet that sees him says, "Oh, he's a big boy." Well, we're very excited because we're big dog people. So that's very exciting. But so we had to figure out how to get that oversized puppy because even though he's 3.5 months old, he's huge. He's like almost 30 pounds.
Right.
I mean, his paws are this big. And so we had to figure out how to get him on an airplane.
Which before, when we were talking through the week, it was you were having difficulties finding how this is going to happen.
Yes.
I mean, you got some medication from a well-known vet,
Which does not work.
And that did not work.
FYI, gabapentin does not work for you to
what?
gabapentin to put it on to get a dog on an airplane. It did not do what we wanted it to do.
Okay.
And so I have a cousin that's like, she's like animal whisperer. Like she's like, if you want to know anything about animals or how to care for them to the utmost, you talk to her. And she had said Benadryl. So when we got to the airport, we actually got him Benadryl. But please keep in mind, this puppy is huge and he has to be under the seat the whole time. And so, and we have a zipped bag. We had the largest zipped bag that you can buy. He doesn't fit in it. So I was like feeling a little bit guilty, but as long as he was like,
And how long is that flight? 3 hours?
3 hours. Ooh. Well, it's supposed to be 3 hours. So we get him. And like every step of the way, I mean, my girls were a little bit panicked because, they just don't like they don't want to inconvenience someone. They don't want to interfere with someone.
Very nice.
Yeah.
Cordial,
don't want the puppy to cry. They don't want the puppy to bark. And me, I'm like, all that we're concerned about is us three and that dog. Like we've got to get that puppy to Texas.
Right.
So that, and then Emilie is actually having him trained as a service pet.
Nice.
So when she comes back and forth, it'll be super easy to bring him. And he is such a smart puppy.
Right.
So anyway, so we get there and it's got to get him in his bag. He's like completely wide awake and we've given him double the dose they originally told us because during the trial of gabapentin, it didn't do anything.
Right.
So we talked to the vet. Vet said give him double. The double didn't do anything either. No. So I say, hey, why don't you stop in that store real quick and grab some Benadryl, right? We have talked to the vet. They did say it's safe to give it. Right. It's actually safe to give them together. It just makes them a little more drowsy.
Benadryl and cheese was always the game.
So he is really funny. He thinks they're treats. So he just takes the pills just like they're candy.
Perfect.
Yeah. So anyway, every step of the way it was like, girls, if at any point in time they say no, we just leave and we'll figure out another way to get him there. Like it's not,
road trip.
No one's going to die. It's not the end of the earth. Like we're just trying to get him. So we get through the gate, he's crying and whining and they're not going to let him on like that. And I thought, okay, well, he will be sleeping by that time,
Yeah.
right? So then we
hope.
Yeah, please, Jesus. So then we get up there and he hasn't gone potty since 3. I mean, he didn't go when we woke him up at 3 o'clock in the morning.
Right. Well.
So we get to the pet relief area. Never even been in one before. That was interesting.
Wait,
so
in the airport?
Yeah.
I didn't know they had one.
They do for service pets.
Nice.
So it's like a bathroom that they converted into this. So it actually has a toilet and a sink. And then off to the left, it's almost like where a large shower would have been. Mm-hmm. They have it's AstroTurf, and when you're done, you hit a button and it washes the whole thing away.
That's cool.
Yeah, it was really cool, but at least he could stretch his legs in there while we're waiting.
Right.
So it's time to get him on the airplane. Emilie's already given the Benadryl. Thank God the Benadryl takes effect, so he falls asleep. So we get in there, get him under the seat, and we hear this. This is your captain speaking, and this flight has been rerouted, and it's going to take a little bit longer to get to Texas. And so as such, we need more fuel. So we have to wait for the fuel truck.
Oh, no.
So we sat there with him sound asleep for 54 minutes.
What timing?
I know.
I used to think flying with dogs wasn't bad. It wasn't bad. Well, I have 2 little dogs, so it's not anywhere near the difficulty of trying to almost stuff a large animal.
No, literally.
My dogs are, a miniature poodle and a teacup Yorkie. All right, completely different. Easy.
100%.
They fit in the bag. They can run around and move.
They love the bag.
It's easy. Yeah.
That's hilarious.
But then you have kids.
Yes.
Okay, and you're telling this story about she's afraid the dog's waking up. That is the biggest worry when you fly with little kids. So our first flight with Theodore, he had to have been maybe a month old. So I think he was. So November hold on, I'm gonna jack this up. October he was born.
Okay.
Almost messed that up.
Yeah, you almost got in trouble.
October he was born. December we flew home for Christmas, right, from Missouri. So he's 2 months old, maybe, right? And he was fine. Everything was good. So it was like an easy flight.
Yeah.
But you always worry because the story is my parents, they flew to Hawaii with me and my sister screamed the entire time of that 8-hour flight.
Oh my gosh, you're like, where's your gabapentin then, right?
So when I hear these stories of dogs, I'm like, yeah, that's rough. Well, don't have kids.
And that's what I said to my girls. Like, as we got on, I mean, had they actually taken him out of the bag, they would realize this dog is too big to be going underneath a seat. But he's going to lay down and he's going to be sleeping. Right. So we weighed him, and he was within the weight limit. Well, so, good. I mean, he's like 27 pounds.
Plus.
Yeah. So he's got the bag, 31 pounds with him and the bag. So that checked out. So we gets through TSA. Emily got to carry him through TSA. So we get to the gate, go to the pet relief area. Everything's fine. Ari starts walking him around, and the Benadryl takes effect and knocks him out. So we're on the plane. We get in the air. He officially would have been asleep for 2 of the 3 hours, but he wakes up an hour into the flight. So because we sat there for an hour. So we're like, oh no. And I mean, he starts barking and crying, and everyone around it scared him to death because nobody knew there was a dog under their seat. So we just unzip his head and just pet him, make sure he's okay. Yeah. So Em gives him another Benadryl, and he goes to sleep again. And they're little, 25 milligram. I mean, he's a big dog anyway. Right. We'd already consulted with the vet on how much that he could have. Right. They said he can have basically an adult dose for that size of a dog. So anyway, he made it, and it was just a couple times that he whined. It was just good. My girls were so stressed out through the whole thing though. And to me, I was like, we're home free. I'm like, you got Snorer sawing logs on 24. Like, he's way louder. You got way louder than the puppies crying, right? You got Kid on 32 that's screaming. I mean, anybody wants to challenge me on this puppy? Yeah, I'm like, come on. We're going to be fine. Yeah, exactly. So we got him, and he did really good. He was really good. We made it, and got him off, and he loves his new little place. He's acclimating well, and so yes, we did it. Now she just has to get him to be a service pet because that boy won't fit under a seat again. No. Yes. No. So that was it. So Aaron and I flew her out there. We were there for 24 hours. We came back last night. We landed at like almost midnight, and so Yeah, it was fun.
Just start the work week.
Yep. And she had already been out
go.
there. If they'll remember when you and I were filming alone.
Yeah.
Adam wasn't here to support us because he was in Texas.
Right.
So
we did talk about that.
Yeah.
I mean, you guys have followed this along. I mean, we've talked about their journey pretty much this entire summer from when they graduated to now them going into their master's programs.
Master's programs in law school. Yeah.
That's awesome.
Yeah. So no, it was really good. And so today Erin started her orientation at law school. She just got back and gave me the update. That was super exciting. And then Emilie is starting her orientation this week. So she's preparing right now to get started. So yeah, next
School's
year's
back
underway.
Pumping, man.
Yeah.
Amador County schools, we start on, I believe, Wednesday. Today we had the
we started on Wednesday.
We started on Wednesday. On Monday they had the ACUSD staff meeting where it was good seeing all the new staff come in. And then I like what they do, man, when they give the recognition of how long someone's been in there, the 5, 10, 15. Yeah. But then you have that one teacher that's at like 35 years. And it's awesome to see that there's people still providing. I mean, the one that was there that did 35 years was my third grade teacher.
Isn't that crazy?
So it's awesome and that's why I kind of like the small community though, right? You know the teachers, and half the teachers that are still in this school district have taught your parents.
That's right.
And maybe your parents' parents,
Isn't that
right?
crazy? Yeah. No, it's so much fun. I love that. And you'll find that too, like as your kids get going up through the schools, like it's fun when they really do get, you're going to have had, junior high teachers that are still there. And then when you get to high school, I mean, there's teachers in the high school right now that taught me that are still there. Yeah. So yeah, it's so much fun. That's what I love about it. But anyway, welcome back, you guys, to Schools in Session. Yeah. So fun.
Just do the work too. Just grind. It's all it is.
And parents, take a deep breath. You did it. You made it.
Summer.
You made it. You can now clean your house.
Close. It was very close.
You can go shopping and only have it eaten at dinner time. You guys did it. Yes. You're not going to be eating out of house
and home.
Someone
said it too, and I was like, man, I can't wait to, just get them back to school so I can have a break. They're like, maybe they need a break from you. I'm like, oh, that's it. It's not me from them. It's or them from me. It's me from them.
They're ready, right?
Yeah.
Because you're
like, Dad, go back to work. Right,
yeah,
exactly.
That's
like,
hilarious.
Dad, go back to work.
Yeah. No, it's so fun. Well, that's awesome. We're very excited now. I love it because this is when the sports start again.
Yeah. We actually, football and volleyball have their first game for Argonaut this Friday in, I think, Denair scrimmage.
Isn't that so crazy?
Right off, just starting
off. I love that. So fun. Yeah. And Amador Youth Basketball is getting ready to kick off.
Yep.
So for those of you who have players or potential players that are playing Amador Youth Basketball, we have a board meeting this weekend, and actually the registration should go live around the week of September 10th. So season doesn't start until January, but we do have, the actual registration will go live. You know how quick those fill up.
Oh yeah,
real quick. Then they fill up, and then it gives us a couple months to get everything prepared for the kickoff. So that's coming up too.
Oh, that's good. You guys get a full house, man.
Yeah.
What is it? You got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 plus courts that you play. Plus
so
the
as
singles,
of last season, we had 59 teams. Yeah.
That's awesome.
It was almost, I want to say it was 520 kids that played last season.
That's such a good thing, man.
And that's K through 8. Yeah. So that's not even high school. And then all the high school kids come back and ref, which is awesome. So we have so many scholarships that we're giving out right now, because part of the scholarship process is that they have to provide that they are enrolled in school. And so I just got 2 of those letters today. So we're still handing out scholarship checks. It's very fun.
That is very fun. It's rewarding, I feel like.
It is. So yeah, kind of exciting. And we had our little Lodi Association elections. That was fun.
Lodi Association elections. And you just got voted, board of the directors?
Or director, yeah.
A director position in
for
the
Lodi
board Association.
Yes,
yeah, that's awesome.
I know, I'm so excited. It's such a very well-run association.
When I went there the one time that I did transfer to Lodi Association as well. I do like how they run things, because I don't have to show up when I and have to continue pay for something that I'm already paying for something to get food or snacks or information that they're supposed to be giving us, right?
That's right. You're a member and you're paying to go to the member meetings.
Yeah. We won't get too deep in that.
Yes.
But so as a position, what is it like that your roles and responsibilities are? Like, what the different from the average?
Yeah. So each association has a board of directors, because associations are member run.
Right.
So they're paid for.
Well, it's a nonprofit, right?
It's a nonprofit,
Yeah.
but it's a member paid organization. So ultimately, the whole purpose of an association is to benefit your members.
Right.
And so that's the Lodi Association of Realtors is amazing in how they do it. I mean, even just how they did the election was incredible. Yeah. So they did I had to interview to even be on the ballot. That's never happened in any of my other associations.
Right.
And I was in Norway. So I had to get up at midnight. They allowed me to Zoom in to do it. So I had to get up at midnight to be able to Zoom in. And so I made it on the ballot, which was very exciting. There was 3 people running for 2 director positions.
Okay.
And then for an entire month, all they did was promote the people running. So, I mean, they did like info pages. They did spotlights
bios,
on the, they asked you to send in videos about yourself. So they promoted all the people running, letting all the association know, like, this is who's running. This is,
so for example, even if that people in the members panel association don't know you, they can get to know you.
They got to know you.
They can get your video, they can read your bio, see where you're from, how long you've been in real estate, what you're going to benefit, what you want to do. I mean, so then at that time when they're making those decisions of voting for someone that's potentially going to benefit them, right? They can make those decisions.
It was incredible how it was run. And then the voting side of it was really awesome because in previous
other associations
situations, I've been told that I think this member voted 20 times. And I'm like, oh my gosh, how does that even happen?
Right.
One thing that was so awesome about the Lodi Association of Realtors, they use each individual's National Realtor Association number. We call that your NERDS number. They use your number to actually submit your vote. So you cannot, it doesn't matter how many email addresses you have. It doesn't matter how many devices you have. You can vote one time. It was just so well organized and so well ran. So I'm very excited. I will be a director for 26 and 27. So it's a 2-year position. And on the board of directors, you basically make the decisions on what's going to happen for those 2 years. Nice. And then as that, you have the ability to work your way up if you want to.
Well, it's so great for us, especially for our brokerage alone, is you're going to get that information right off the hands of whoever is disseminating it, whether it be the MLS clientele that comes in, the CAR, the NAR, you're going to be direct representation, and we get it all. We get to reap the benefits.
Well, and that's really what an association is supposed to do also. So there's members of the board that actually go to the California Association of Realtor conferences, and there's either 3 or 4 of those a year. And you can't go as an individual. I've tried to pay to go to those myself because we don't receive the information.
Not a lot of times. It's not very easy.
It doesn't. Obtained. And so, but associations are supposed to provide that to you. And so that basically you come back and you're supposed to get the information so that you only send a couple that are kind of going to share it with everyone else. And so I'm so excited. I do not know if I'm going to be one of the board of directors that's going to be allowed to go, but it's definitely something I'm hoping for.
I mean, it's a potential, right? I mean, if you're there, if you're not in it, you can't go, right? So you're in it, so there's a potential for you to go, which is going to be awesome.
Yes, so I'm very excited, and they have 2 offices. So the Lodi Association of Realtors has a Lodi office and they have a Modesto office. So it's a huge association.
A very big association.
Yeah, and they have a family picnic that's coming up in September. Right. Yeah, so I mean it's really awesome, and the stuff, all the training. I mean, you and I just went to a training recently that just taught us all of the forms.
So much information. Well, new forms come up too. It was almost like when Gov Hutchinson came out. I almost called him governor, but he's not a governor.
No.
That's just his name.
Yeah.
Came out into the same thing, but the one we went to in Lodi felt like it was a little bit more information. Like, does that make sense? Like, it was going over, this is how I would do it, this is how you should do it, this is the legal team's aspect of it. CAR and NAR are going through this, like a little bit more back reading into it. I felt like when Gov Hutchinson, this was a very early time in my real estate career, so it was like fresh knowledge I was getting crammed in my brain. So it may have helped that I've known more information when I had this conversation, because I talked about the forms. Yeah. Because Gov was good. I just think that it was my timing, that it was just off. I was like, there's so much. I don't even. What is that form? The AAA, the triple AC net dot 224
Well, and I
form?
was the education chair at that time, so I was the one that facilitated that whole thing.
It was still a great one.
And I actually got it sponsored by a lender so that
nice.
Nobody had to pay for it. We had a huge charcuterie breakfast board and had snacks for everyone so that nobody had to pay to go to that. So anyway, very exciting. I'm excited to be able to share more information as we go along. So I'm able to attend the meeting starting in August as a guest, just to see how they go. And so they're once a month. It's not like it's this overabundance of, time restraint. So I get to go once a month, and then starting in January is when the new board will step in, and so then I'll actually be making decisions.
Yeah. So big hot ticket right now. I mean, especially you probably hear it. Hopefully the association kind of gives us that information too, is our third-party platforms we use in listing. And you guys in third-party platforms, what we're talking about is Zillow, homes.com, Realtor, Redfin. There's some other ones out there, but those are pretty much like the four big ones. A lot of people that when you're doom scrolling and at night and looking at the homes that you can't afford. Those are the websites we're talking about. And you guys need to be paying attention. Zillow is in a big heated battle right now after this NAR lawsuit. It's kind of just spiraled into them.
That's right.
And
so let's give a little background really quick.
Yeah.
So Zillow, how these third parties work.
I got the paper.
I love you. How these third parties work is that they have so basically the MLS, the multiple listing service, as agents, we pay to be a part of that. Right. We put all of our listings on there, and it's a massive benefit to people, to the consumer, to the agents. So we can go on when somebody is saying, hey, here's what I'm looking for. Now, pre-internet times, it was a book, right? So now anybody can go on and see. But what happens is all of these third-party sites, they actually get syndicated out to. So all the information that goes on the MLS, which we pay to put on the MLS, all these third-party sites get for free.
Right.
They get to basically advertise these homes for free. They do not pay associations for that information. All of these places, homes.com, they take your information, they market your homes for you. And anytime there's a lead or somebody that clicks on your house, they give you that information.
Right.
Hey, there's somebody that Zillow sells your leads. So your home that you're paying to have on the MLS.
Amount.
Yes. So now it comes to Zillow. And I'm sure if you've ever done this, when you're on the website and you're looking up a home on Zillow and it says contact agent, you think you're contacting the listing agent of that property.
Right. That's what you would think.
They've sold that lead. So you're never going to reach the listing agent of that property. You're going to reach an agent who paid to have that lead go to them.
Which might not even be from here.
No, for real. And so they've sold all the leads. So they're making a killing off of this information. But now they are restricting how you can do this.
What we looked up, and this is coming from the businessinsider.com and a couple other sites, but so it's called the Zillow ban, it's controversy and listing access shakeup. So Zillow introduced a new policy on June 30th, 2025, requiring agents to post listings on their local MLS within 1 business day or risk being banned from Zillow entirely. Now, as a listing agent, though, we're going to list it when we get the listing and the time that is we set it to list the house, right? So we're already going to do that.
However, what happens is because on the multiple listing service, we have to list it within a certain period of time when we get the listing anyway. And then it automatically syndicates out to Zillow.
Correct.
But what this is referring to is...
Well, it's moving from it's trying to give a direct response to the rise of exclusive or hidden listings where brokerages like Compass offer properties internally before listing them out to the public, right? So it's just, so the reaction, and this is just the whole thing, Compass has filed an anti-lawsuit against Zillow, accusing it of enforcing unfair restrictions known as the Zillow ban, and Zillow defends its stance as it pushes for transparency and fair action, which is the whole point of this whole NAR lawsuit that happened a year ago, was transparency and knowing what was happening with these properties.
That's right. And now what Zillow is saying basically is, and homes.com actually sent out a letter to all of us to help us understand what's going on too, but Zillow basically is saying, mind you, we don't even subscribe to Zillow. I mean, the Metro List actually sends it out to them, so they syndicate out to them. But we don't say, actually go in and put our listing up. There are such a thing as coming soon listings.
Yeah.
So coming soon listings mean you have a property that may not be quite ready yet. Maybe it's not ready for pictures. Maybe it's there's still some work that's being done, whatever happens. And you can fill out a form, submit it to MetroList and say, I want this property to come soon. Now, the thing about that is that internally, we as realtors can see it.
Yeah.
But externally, the public cannot.
Well, it also goes again for the for sale by owners as well.
Yeah, that's right.
That screws them because they don't have access. They're not paying for access to go to the MLS listing. So at that point, if you're trying to sell your house for yourself, a FSBO, FSBO, for sale by owner, means you're not working with an agent, you're trying to sell your house yourself. You have now lost an entire site to put something on. No. They won't even do it now.
No, they're actually promoting for sale by owner. If you look at what Zillow's trying to do, they're actually trying to take the realtor out of it. So here we think they're our friend. They're getting all of our information for free. They're selling our information and making a gazillion dollars off of it.
Yeah.
Anybody that's bought leads through Zillow, I mean, I'm going to give one example. If you wanted to get leads from Zillow, from say El Dorado Hills, you're probably going to pay $3,000 a month for 5 leads.
Yeah.
That's no joke. 5 leads. So it's ridiculous. They are charging an astronomical amount. This is what homes.com said. Last week, Zillow, so this started on June 30th, right? So we got this letter. This is actually what sparked us to even start talking about it.
I think you got it almost a week before. I think we talked about it.
Yeah. So last week, Zillow began using the market power it has been accumulating to take greater control of your listings. Betting homeowners will choose exposure on Zillow over loyalty to you, their trusted agent. Zillow made good on its threats Friday by banning an agent's listing who hadn't submitted their listing to Zillow within 24 hours of marketing it. Zillow banned this listing, even though it is listed in the MLS and complies with all MLS and NAR rules. Now, when buyers search for that property on Zillow, they see it falsely labeled as off-market. Zillow has long misled buyers about who the real listing agent is, because if you know, when you go to the listing, you'll see agents there, but they're not the listing agent, right? So they've misled that. Now they're misleading buyers about which homes are actually for sale.
Oh, no.
So if you don't actually have it listed with them within 1 day, meaning you cannot exercise your right to have a coming soon listing or an exclusive listing. If it's not listed with Zillow within 1 day of going on the MLS, they mark it as not for sale, which is not accurate.
Right.
So it said, Zillow demands all your listings immediately and then takes the leads generated, selling them to other agents. These leads belong to you and your sellers, not Zillow. Zillow's taking your clients right out of your hands. And then it says it gets worse. It says Zillow sends hundreds of millions of marketing emails to homeowners. One is titled, Helping You Sell for More. When homeowners click, Zillow encourages them to sell your home yourself. Advertise your listing for free and avoid paying a listing agent commission. Tens of thousands of sellers are now listing directly on Zillow without using an agent or paying a listing commission. Zillow's used the MLS or the IDX feeds and your listings to build up their audience, and now they're cutting out agents, brokers, and the MLSs. They're taking advantage of the end. Zillow is taking advantage of the end of the MLS no commingling rules to blend these Zillow no agent listings seamlessly among legitimate agent listings. So basically, these Zillow no agent listings are only on Zillow and not on the MLS, brokerage sites, or other portals.
Well, that's the thing too. That's going to completely chop your marketing down to not even a third, a quarter, an eighth. Because of how many different party sites are out there, our websites, the BHHS international stuff, the New York Times that we're able to post on, right? Yeah. All of those you're not even going to be able to use. You're just using one site. That's right.
It's crazy. And the thing is the value of putting it on the MLS is that it does syndicate out to all of these different websites.
We should do a poll.
Yeah.
How many people in Amarillo County, what third-party site do you use?
Yes. Well, the majority.
I think that'd be a great poll.
Yeah. Now, one thing I want to share with you is I started looking up my listings on homes.com and on Zillow.
Right.
And they do list how many times it's been viewed, right? That's one thing as a listing agent, you look to see like how many times is it being viewed on these third-party sites.
Well, it's
how many
data
times,
to see how well your marketing is, right?
So one home that I have that is a stunning listing has been viewed 129 times on Zillow. It's been viewed 3,370 times on homes.com.
That's proof in the pudding right there.
It is. I know. And so what they do say is that Zillow is actually what they're doing. I mean, it's literally 2 pages of this. It says that Zillow gained huge market share by buying Trulia. While regulators might never let Zillow buy Realtor.com or Redfin outright, Zillow is gaining control through partnerships. And it's paying hundreds of millions, possibly up to $1 billion to Realtor.com and Redfin. Billion-dollar checks come with influence and control. Zillow's former CEO, Rich Barton, stated at Inman Connect that Zillow has close partnerships with Redfin and Realtor.com, calling them great partnerships. That sounds more to me like an anti-competitive cartel. Immediately after Zillow announced that they would ban listings marketed outside of Zillow, Redfin quickly announced they too would obediently follow suit. How do agents and brokers keep earning commissions when Zillow aggressively holds reign over 4 major real estate portals? Zillow is consolidating power over listings, buyer agent commissions, and now listing agent commissions. How is this even legal? Yeah. They actually list it on here and say, if you feel like it is anti-competitive for Zillow to partner up with Realtor.com and Redfin to increase their market power to control your industry, let the Department of Justice hear your voice by visiting the United States Department of Justice Antitrust Division website. And it gives that website. We can put that in the comments.
I'll put that in the
comments.
So
that's a huge thing right now. Isn't that crazy?
That is a huge thing.
But to even think that like Zillow's getting our lead, they're getting our homes and not paying for them.
I mean, at the end of the day, I don't know if you guys have ever read about Zillow. They're not they're not making money off of listing your home. They're not making money off of pricing your home. They're not making money of walking through and starting an agency to give you the best bang for your buck, right? Because there's a statistic out there saying that when you use a real estate agent, you're going to make 10 to 15% more than what you would use without using an agent, right?
Yeah.
And that's why, because we use all these sites, we're able to market it, we're able to use our brokerage channels, right? Like it helps and then get into the community. But these people don't have that kind of resource. All they're doing is putting out there. Now, how Zillow makes their money is selling the leads that come to your home to have to bring a whole nother, and we're not mad about working with different agents, but it's bringing an agent that may not, 1, know the area, 2, doesn't just is willing to pay the absurd amount of money to get the listing, right? They're not here. They've tried to do the brokerage thing and it failed miserably.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, Zillow did try to sell homes and they were trying to price them. So like that's always interesting to me that it gives you the Zillow's estimate.
Yeah.
But yet they did so bad in actually pricing their own homes that they couldn't sell them for the price they thought they were going to go. So they actually shut down that whole department.
See, so I mean, I'm not against them. I'm thinking it's a very friendly app, but I would also just say there's a lot of other apps out there you guys can use. And I actually want to take a poll. We might do one. So check it on our Instagrams, guys. Yeah, we're going to do a poll in Ann Arbor County. What real estate website do you use the most to look at homes at 8 o'clock at night?
That's right. Yeah, it's so awesome. And so anyway, that's just it. And it is, of course, you can always search our website.
Yes.
Go directly to bhhsdivineproperties.com. You can search any home as we've shared with you on different platforms in the world. Anywhere we have an MLS, you can actually search
Which is nice because then you know who you're actually going to be working with, right? Yeah. Like I would rather work with someone I know than a completely random person that I don't know how this whole thing works. Because a lot of people that are buying homes don't know the first step, right? They don't know what they're doing first. So it's like, why not work with someone that knows how they're going to do it?
That's right.
That you've talked to. Yeah, absolutely.
And it is, so when you go to our website, you can actually put in your criteria. If you're looking for specific home in a specific price range with, 3 bedrooms, 2 baths, whatever, you can actually put in that criteria and you will get emails from our brokerage that are just falling within your criteria. So just know that bhhsdivineproperties.com. You can go directly to the agents. You can click on Garrett's page. You can click on my page, whatever you want, however you want to get it. The same thing is available there, but you can actually get things directly from there and they will send you all the
and when
listings.
You send someone a question, you know who you're going to get the answer from.
That's right.
Right?
Yeah, absolutely. So very interesting, but that's kind of a hot realtor topic right now. So we thought we definitely have to cover that. And then I think the only other thing we wanted to mention is that for the sellers out there. So we've been saying like for the market, the market rates did drop about 1/4% last week.
What did changes send us this week?
Yeah, it was the largest drop that we've seen in 9 months that happened last week. So last Monday.
Yeah, we're looking at a conventional 6.8, FHA 6.25, VA 6.5.
Now, if you got the buy down, which you can actually request a buy down.
I mean, for a conventional at 1.25 points, you're down to a 6.3.
Right. So 6.8
and
to
6.3.
6.3.
FHA, same point buy down, 5.7.
Yep.
We are here. We're in the
5.7. There you go. Right. Yeah. So one thing that we were thinking about, because we do our sales calls for our team every Tuesday night, and we always have our lender on there with us. Yeah. And so he's really awesome, Shane Lyle, and he gives us the market updates that we should know. So one thing that we were doing was talking about, we've been talking about interest rates and people selling. And so like for buying, when the interest rate is down to 5.7, people will think, oh, that's great for the buyer. But for the seller that has a 2.85 interest rate, that may not be so well. But I want you to know, as of right now, it's like $3 trillion of equity that the world is sitting on right now. Yeah. And if you think about it, it's literally an astronomical amount of equity compared to what people are used to, right? So if you do have a significant amount of equity in your home and you sell your home for what it's worth right now, you can take that chunk, put it down on your next home, and even with a 5.75 interest rate, you're still paying about the same of what you're paying now because you bought the loan down so far. So there is still a huge advantage with equity out there. Here's what we've been saying, and so we're going to coin this phrase, right?
Make it.
It's not timing the market. It's time in the market, right? So it's basically...
I always know there's something to do with time.
Yeah. So it's not timing the market to try to find... It's basically when people say... When should I buy a home? 5 years ago. Right? Like it's time in the market. So the longer you own your home, the more equity it's going to be worth. Yeah. And the market is volatile. It goes down, it comes back up. But that's why
it's a long-term investment. Yeah. It's okay. So when you buy a house, they don't give you a 5-year home loan, right? It's a 30-year home loan, and that's for a reason, right? You're not supposed to be bouncing around from house to house every 2 years. You're not going to gain equity that way. You have to, kind of, what is it? Like, tend the grass where you live, right?
That's
like,
right.
Water the grass and make it, and it'll bloom where you plant it, right? Not, it's green over there, kind of deal.
That's right.
There's another saying there, I think, somewhere.
Yes, there is. We're going to think of it.
Yeah.
But one thing that's interesting, though, is if you think about when I interviewed that realtor it was a broker in Norway.
Right.
They don't sell their homes when they get equity. They literally, generally, they live in 2 homes in their entire life. The one they grew up in and the one they married and moved into. Yeah. So that's so interesting. And then they eventually inherit the home that they grew up in. So it's not a big equity thing there. Right. And where here it's kind of an equity grab. However, when you do have equity and you have another home, so let's hypothetically say, just for round numbers, because we live in California, you have say your house is worth $800,000 and you owe $350,000, right? So you've got $450,000 in equity and you want a $900,000 home. Well, you put that $450,000 down and now you're paying on a loan for $450,000 versus the $350,000. So it is, you're
there's ways to manipulate the market, and it's a possibility right now. Yeah. There's a ton of people that I know that have equity in their homes.
That's right.
You just got to be able to get the right answers, and you got to be willing to understand that also when selling your home, you might not get what you think your house is worth.
That's right.
That's another thing. So you could have equity in your home. You are still going to get some money, but it's not always the top number that is in your head.
That's right. And you definitely listen to your agents because they are very well versed in this. And listen, they want to sell your home for as much as they can possibly sell it to because that's where their paycheck comes from.
Yeah. I'm not trying to lower your home because of me, or
that's right.
I'm completely helping you. Yes. This is where the fiduciary duty comes in, right?
That's right. So so lots of good real estate information.
Well,
and
market's coming down. We're kind of going to go into that fall and winter season. So you have a ton of homes right now. I think what they say, 88 new homes just came on the market. Where is it at right here? I got it right here. So over 321 homes for sale and only 88 new listings as the end of June.
For where?
Ambler County.
Okay. So that reminds me, my market update, I did start it last week, but needed to do a few tweaks. So we took it down, and so we're going to relaunch it this upcoming Monday. So keep an eye out for that. We did get a lot of feedback. I was super excited about that. So we're going to add all this stuff that we got.
It's great information if you're looking, whether you're buying or selling, or even trying to get into the real estate world. This is the stuff that you guys need to start paying attention to. It's literally what it's about.
Kandi's Monday market update. Boom. So stay tuned for that for this upcoming Monday. And we hope you guys have a great week. We'll see you then. Cut. Provided in this podcast is for general informational purposes only. All opinions expressed are those of the host and guest and do not reflect the official stance of Berkshire Hathaway Home Services or Berkshire Hathaway Home Services Divine Properties or any affiliated entities. This podcast does not constitute legal, financial, or real estate advice, and listeners are encouraged to consult with qualified professionals regarding their specific needs. While we strive to provide accurate information, we make no guarantees regarding the completeness or reliability of any information discussed. We are not responsible for any actions taken by listeners based on the content of this podcast. Additionally, topics covered in the podcast are based on the host's experience and opinions and may not apply to all situations. Listeners are reminded that real estate laws and regulations may vary by location, and information may become outdated over time. By listening to this podcast, you agree to release the host, guests, and any associated entities from any liability related to the topics discussed.